Series 7. 7, the number of perfection. If you made it this far, congratulations. After the United States Congress had access to the data from the Stanford Research Institute and universities around the country and all over the world, they were terrified at what would happen if everyone around the world started to develop the powers of their minds. They then did a smear campaign with the media to discredit this discovery. In 1957, Professor Hans Eysenck from the University of London wrote a letter insinuating that there was a gigantic conspiracy involving over 30 major universities around the world and hundreds of highly respected scientists to silence the truth about what we knew about the powers of our minds and human consciousness. Why are the keepers of knowledge steering us in a direction and reality they wish us to experience? Why? Because we have separated our responsibilities and given away our power to the elite. We have been hit throughout the ages with underhanded, unfair tactics by the powers that be. We are still responsible for all our actions. When you blame others, you give up your power to change. By watching these videos, you should now have a good idea what this 3D matrix universe we call life is all about. We live in a thought universe, a creation of light. To stop this coming deluge, you have to stop thinking about it, disconnect from fear, and start to realize the manipulation that's taking place all around us for thousands of years. Remember, what we think about and focus on eventually becomes our experience. The world is going through massive changes because there is too much fear, disease, anger, and greed. It's time for each one of us on an individual level to take back control. By now it may be apparent that what needs to be done to terminate the agenda. Simply wake up. Don't seek revenge in some worldly courtroom looking to punish the Illuminati puppet leaders. After all, the police, the judges, the lawyers, and indeed all those in power have been trained or broken in their ability to reconnect with wisdom. Justice is a myth. Instead, become aware of this manipulation, the dividing of light, inspired by an elite, egregore group entity. Wake up and let the value we extend towards the systems of the world collapse. Now is the time to take responsibility for all the choices we have ever made or will ever make in the future, because the consequences you have today are a direct result of the choices you made yesterday for yourself and for those around you. If you don't like your life, if you are unhappy, depressed, afraid, or sick, do something about it. Get healthy mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. We also need to become wealthy. We owe it to ourselves, our family, to become wealthy. We live in a society so organized that a man or woman must have money in order to become the possessor of things. No one could rise to his greatest possible height in talent or soul development unless you have plenty of money. The normal desire for increased wealth is not an evil or a reprehensible thing. It is simply the desire for a more abundant life. It is aspiration. No matter how horrible in seeming may be the conditions in certain countries, sections, or places, you waste your time and destroy your own chances by dwelling on them. You should interest yourself in the world's becoming rich and spiritually content. Get rich. That is the best way you can help the poor. The poor do not need charity, they need inspiration. This world is not going to hell or the devil. There is no such place as hell unless you create such a place. There is no such thing as the devil. There is only man, greed, and the only devil is one's ego. The working class may become the master class whenever they will begin to do things in a certain way. No one is kept in poverty by shortness in the supply of riches. There is more than enough for all. The visible supply is practically inexhaustible, and the invisible supply really is inexhaustible. It is a wonderful becoming. Most humans, the statistic is around 85%, cannot understand conceptual thought nor perform higher mental reasoning. They just can't think for themselves or understand what others are trying to show them. Also, many who have the ability to comprehend are too lazy to seek the truth out for themselves. They don't see the need for it and are too wrapped up in the world matrix, plugged into the system, trying to work and slave so they can afford the newest cars, the best clothes, the latest gadgetry, to bother with investing the time needed to gain wisdom. Material things are great, don't get me wrong, but we need balance. The other problem is the remaining public walking around in a trance-hypnotic induced state that are keeping the remainder of the awakened population down. But now, the matrix codes have been unlocked. The awakening begins. The shackles of ignorance is slowly starting to break away. Unfortunately, this awakening is just a trickle. We need something fast, and we need your help now. We need the help of the awakened public to spread wisdom, love, and hope, and not wait for some fictional characters to save the day. We need people to realize it's all happening in the mind. There's now out there. Change will only come from changing one's thought pattern. There's a war on for your mind. The Matrix is a simulation created by the archetypes of our minds. All that we think is real is actually a simulation of reality produced in our crystal mind. This is not your ordinary health, body and well-being book and documentary. It also teaches you the power of self-healing. Again, sourced at a high level of the knowledge pyramid. It's straight to the point, short and sweet. It shows you how to stay healthy and never see a doctor again. It also reveals a royal secret, why the elite hardly ever get sick. It's not just understanding the body clock. It's not just what they eat. Did you know that 1 in 4 people now get cancer? Find out how to change that statistic around. Find out the 5 health products that you only need in your cupboard. Did you know vitamin and mineral multivitamins are a scam and all your money ends up here? Find out about the best natural oil they want banned and is only recommended for use in animals.